Hi, my name is Dr. Jenny Liu. I'm a board-certified dermatologist and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we are learning all about exfoliation. When is a good age? When is appropriate to start exfoliating? And this is really a personal choice. Certainly there's no rule when it comes to exfoliation to a degree. But in general, because we know your skin turnover decreases with age, it makes sense to add an exfoliant as part of your anti-aging regimen, and certainly something you can think about as a almost similarly to a retinoid in kind of preventing some of the signs of aging, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And certainly if you're suffering from conditions of hyperpigmentation, whether it's post-acne marks or melasma, exfoliation can help in the sense because it increases your skin turnover. It helps to more rapidly remove that pigment that is causing your uneven skin texture and skin tone. But in general, if you have no skin concerns, I recommend starting adding an exfoliant maybe in your late 20s and early 30s. Definitely if you're a teenager, unless you're using like salicylic acid, which is considered a chemical exfoliant in that regard. For acne, you don't need to regularly exfoliate for skin benefits because, to be honest, I often see more skin damage from just overuse of products than actual benefit. In teenagers and young adults, your skin is really the best it will ever be in the sense. So if you take good care of your skin by just doing simple things that make sense, like cleansing, moisturizing, and photoprotecting, you can really get more bang for your buck and longevity out of your skin by just doing those simple things. That is what I recommend when to start exfoliation. And similarly, kind of touched up on who can benefit. So those with premature aging, dullness because of aging skin, hyperpigmentation, those suffering from acne. So I mentioned earlier there are physical exfoliants and then there are chemical exfoliants. The difference is that literally physical exfoliants are scrubs, loofahs, but basically physically when rubbed on your skin helps to remove that dead skin. Now, most dermatologists, including myself, are not super big fans of physical exfoliants, mostly because number one, they merely just remove that top layer of the skin, which I get it. I mean, that's what exfoliants are meant to do. But it can also be easily abused and lead to more irritation, especially if you're suffering from hyperpigmentation, especially if you're suffering from what we talked about earlier, like strawberry legs that often can get worse with physical scrubbing. It can just add to more hyperpigmentation. Besides the physical exfoliating process, you don't get any additional skin benefits compared to a chemical exfoliant, which is why on my table here, it's all pretty much chemical exfoliant. Depending on the product you're using and the ingredient, it can actually give you additional benefits, as I mentioned earlier, like improving fine lines, wrinkles, stimulating collagen, helping with hyperpigmentation. If you're completely new to exfoliants and you really have sensitive skin or just don't want to get too fancy and too complicated or add additional steps to your routine, then add a chemical exfoliating cleanser. It's certainly not going to be helpful in, like, say, doing a lot of improvements for your fine lines and wrinkles. But if dullness is mostly your concern, maybe a little bit of uneven skin texture and skin tone, consistent use of an exfoliating cleanser can be very helpful at removing that superficial buildup of dead skin. And over time will help with, dullness and dryness and flaky skin. So this is where I have two, but there's so many great ones out there. But like you can try one from Murad. This is more of a hydrating blend of salicylic acid, lactic acid, and glycolic acid cleanser. So great for those with uneven skin texture, skin tone, even a little bit of clogged pores and acne to use. And I just recommend when it comes to cleansing, especially exfoliating cleansers, that you use it once a day, leave it on for a few minutes and rinse off. My personal favorites is from Glytone, and it's called Mild Gel Cleanser, and it has a 4.7 free acid value, and that is the concentration of their glycolic acid, if you will. And this is a nice foaming gel cleanser that is really non-irritating. I think it's more ideal for those with oily combination skin, but certainly something that I have been using in my morning as my morning cleanser on a regular basis, and it has not really been irritating. So in general, cleansers are great for those who are new to exfoliation, who just want to add a little bit something extra into their routine without adding additional steps. to switch out your cleanser for an AHA or BHA based cleanser. Potentially think about using an exfoliating mask or peel. You leave them on for a few minutes, be a little more effective than the cleansers at removing that dead skin buildup. It's great to use like once or twice weekly, and also these masks are also kind of nice things to use during like for those self-care moments, if you will, right? If you want to have a little spa day, I think these are great. One, I've talked about this before, is the Neova Seriously Glide Peel Off Mask. And this is kind of fun because it's got alpha hydroxy acid, and it's almost like an intermediate between mask, but you're kind of peeling it off. So in some ways, by peeling that off, you are in some ways kind of physically removing that dead skin along with it too. So it's not a true physical exfoliant, but I just find that peeling process to be somewhat fun, entertaining. But this is something you would leave on for like maybe 15 to 20 minutes and then rinse off. And with these masks in general, I recommend using maybe once a week, certainly no more than 2 to 3 times a week. And because of the time dedication, I feel like most people only have really time to use once weekly. So this is one I recommend. And then another one is from Versed, Doctor's Visit Instant Resurfacing Mask that contains a blend of AHA and BHA. And this one I really like because it's really nice, pretty gentle, and is really affordable. So the benefit of these masks is that, again, it does a little bit more than the cleansers, so a little more intense, and certainly will help with that, again, mostly dead skin buildup, because the contact time along with the frequency of use is really not going to be long enough. You're certainly not going to get a lot of benefits when it comes to improving your overall skin texture and uneven skin tone, like from hyperpigmentation, and certainly is not going to be really enough in improving the appearance of fine lines. But if dullness is one of your concerns that comes with aging, certainly these masks will be helpful. Next step up I think of are exfoliating pads or exfoliating liquids or toners. And these are really nice in the sense because you actually will leave them on your skin without being washed off. So there's more contact time. Usually with the way they're formulated, it's used a little bit more frequently than the, like say, exfoliating masks. However, I still caveat that it all depends on your skin type and what else you're using in your product, right? And I will certainly offer you guys some additional tips on how to incorporate all of this into your routine, so that way you're not being overly aggressive and harming your skin barrier. I like the pads and liquid toners because number one, they're kind of convenient and pretty easy to do. And often they're formulated with other ingredients that may be helpful for like brightening the skin, mostly like licorice root or vitamin C. And there are just a lot of options available, and it's certainly something that you can just easily do. So the first one I recommend is actually for my sensitive skin friends, and this is Extruvion's Daily Exfoliating Pads. This is one of their new products. This contains a blend of polyhydroxy acids along with vitamin C and vitamin E and other antioxidants. This is super, super gentle in the sense that polyhydroxy acid is a hydroxy acid exfoliant that is really ideal for those with dry and sensitive skin. And certainly you can use this on a daily basis as tolerated. I think that if you have more sensitive skin though, you just want to be careful because with pads and toners, depending on how it's applied, but usually toners are applied with a cotton pad, the process of wiping a cotton pad on your skin is in some ways a very mild exfoliant, right? You are certainly wiping away dead skin cells. And if you have really dead skin, even that friction with a cotton pad can cause irritation. So here, even though these pads are sometimes recommended to be used daily, I still caveat that with limiting the use to 3-4 times a week as needed. Another pad I really like, First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads. In addition to your lactic and glycolic acid blend, also has green tea as well as licorice root and other fruit extracts are great for brightening. More ideal for those who have less sensitive skin and more targeting signs of uneven skin tone. And lastly, Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. You apply it on a cotton pad and then you wipe on your skin. Very similar to the pads, it's just you would make it yourself. You just have to be careful of the frequency of use because again, the act of swiping a cotton pad across your skin does in some ways act as a physical exfoliant. And so very few people, I think, would be able to tolerate this on a daily basis. However, if this is your only product that you use aside from a moisturizer and sunscreen, I can certainly see that this can be used on a daily basis. The BHA is great not only for uneven skin texture, skin tone, but also great for people suffering from oily skin, pore congestion, and acne, and certainly this can be helpful for those complaints as well. My personal favorite way of using exfoliants, chemical exfoliants, are leave-on treatments that are really meant to be used mostly overnight. I love using them alternating with my topical retinoid as part of my anti-aging routine. It has the longest contact time with your skin, so it allows it to work more effectively at treating your skin concerns in addition to just helping with removing that dead skin buildup. So certainly you're gonna get the benefits of improving dullness. We do know that in particular, alpha hydroxy acids, when used on your skin regularly, can help with improving fine lines and wrinkles, even maybe helping with collagen synthesis, and really work synergistically in improving signs of aging. Now, because we know alpha hydroxy acids and retinoids are super irritating when used together, unless they're formulated together, but that's really uncommon. This is where you just have to find a right method that will work well for your skin. And so certainly what I recommend is definitely splitting them up, whether it's morning and night versus every other night, whatever works for you, but you want to split them up. The first product, Naturium's glycolic acid resurfacing 10% gel. Contains 10% glycolic acid and fruit acid, not irritating, and it's really easy to apply and not sticky, even though it's a gel formulation. I really like is from Versed, shortcut overnight facial peel with lactic and glycolic acid. Creamy formulation. The percentages of lactic glycolic acid is fairly low in concentration, so I think this is really more ideal for those with dry and even sensitive skin. This does also contain vitamin E as well as a retinoid derivative, which is rare, but the retinoid in here is retinol palmitate, which is an ester, and arguably it's one of those derivatives where it's pretty wimpy, so I don't think you're going to have a lot of issues using this product even if you have sensitive skin. Another pricier option that I really like is from Junk Elephant, TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum, and this is really nice because it's got 10% glycolic acid and 1% salicylic acid, so also helps with those who maybe have some concerns of pore congestion. And it's a nice gel formulation that certainly, again, is one of those two different types of hydroxy acids and one that can target various different concerns. I've been using as my leave-on treatment recently is from Medigate, their sleep glycolic treatment that contains glycolic acid, and this is more of like a runnier cream, more like emulsion that I will use at night, especially the past 8 months during pregnancy where I can't use my retinoid. Alpha hydroxy acids are 100% safe. Beta hydroxy acids, you certainly want to limit the use of them. You may notice some stinging sensation, and that is very normal because these acids are acids, so they're formulated at a lower pH, so that transient burning and stinging, even a little bit of redness, usually is just transient. However, if you are noticing certain reactions that come up after the use, and if you actually use one of those home chemical peels, if you will, and you're noticing your skin is reacting poorly and or is peeling, that can be a sign that you have either overdone it, you're using too much of other products where it's interacting with your skin. And if that does occur, you potentially may have created a chemical burn or irritation. So in those instances, I recommend seeing a dermatologist to have it properly evaluated and treated, because it could potentially lead to scarring and hyperpigmentation. So this is where, for the most part, these products are pretty safe. Home chemical peels, you really want to make sure that you're following the instructions on the peel packets. And certainly if you're using chemical exfoliants already or topical retinoids, you want to hold that off before doing the peels. I did not mention peels in this video, mostly because I personally recommend doing them in office, especially if you're new, especially if sensitive skin, especially if you have particular skin concerns, because I find that a lot of the home peels, even though they're convenient and they can be helpful, it may not often be enough to guide you or help you with what you need. Lastly, I want to just share another product that is really not meant to act as an exfoliant, but has alpha hydroxy acids in here that will help with exfoliation and other ingredients that help with brightening and lightening the skin for hyperpigmentation. And it's from La Roche-Posay's glycolic B5 serum, and it has 10% glycolic acid along with B5 as well as tranexamic acid. The reason why I brought up this product, because there are so many different ones similar, is that you'll find that alpha hydroxy acids or even beta hydroxy acids will be formulated with other ingredients, and they help to target predominantly hyperpigmentation. So for these products in general, certainly you can use it all over as a serum, but it's also okay to potentially use them to spot treat the texture, which is like a more sticky liquid serum. You can certainly use this all over your face to treat the uneven skin texture and skin tone, especially for those who want to simplify their routine. For those who have dry, sensitive skin, you can think about picking out a moisturizer that has hydroxy acid product. So you're not only getting the hydration, the nourishment of a moisturizer, because usually they're a little bit less intense and less irritating. You're also getting the benefit of a leave-on chemical exfoliant, but just less intense in certain ways, because often the concentration isn't as high. And so I really recommend these for people with more mature skin, with dry and dehydrated skin who are really wanting to improve dullness, appearance of fine lines, and wrinkles. One is from, again, Exfoliating, their overnight transformation complex, and this is a moisturizer, again containing hyaluronic acid but polyhydroxy acid, and it's a rich moisturizer that's ideal for more dry, sensitive skin that you can use on overnight and on a regular basis, even every night, you know, again depending on your skin sensitivity and what else you're using, but certainly can serve as a treatment as well as your nighttime moisturizer. And then another moisturizer that I have shared in my most recent favorite video that I actually have been using myself is from Glytone. And this is their Peptide Plus Overnight Restorative Cream. That is a nourishing, rich cream, but contains glycolic acid that's going to help with my anti-aging concerns, and as well as peptides that I can't currently get right now because of my topical retinoids. So certainly something that is great for those with anti-aging concerns, with dry skin, and you can use this as like your one-stop shop, meaning if you're really a minimalist, literally cleanse and put this on, and that can be your like anti-aging nighttime routine. So you're getting that moisturizer out of this as well as additional benefits. For alpha hydroxy acids, because they technically thin out the top layer of your skin, will make you more photosensitive. So always make sure that you are applying sunscreen in the morning. Technically don't need to stop these products in the summertime. I know there are different schools of thought, because my thought is you should be wearing sunscreen all year round anyway. But certainly, if this is something that you choose to do, you can, but you don't need to. And that's always a question I get is, do I need to stop my chemical exfoliants if I'm going to a sunny vacation? Now, if you're going on vacation and it's just a week or two and you don't have a travel size of your exfoliant, I mean, certainly I don't bring mine just because it's a lot of hassle. But don't feel like that just because it's sunnier, you have to stop, because the underlying assumption is you're wearing sunscreen all year round. Okay guys, so I hope that gives you a little bit better understanding of exfoliation, you know, why you need to exfoliate, who would benefit, and maybe how to start this process if you're new, or even if you're not new. I hope you found my explanations more helpful when it comes to picking out products. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Again, I would love it if you can give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next time. Bye.